Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today is going to be something that's highly requested. It's going to be your stash, your inventory. What do you keep? What do you get rid of? What's most important? It's all going to come down to your play style, but I got some tips for you guys to definitely help you out because I know once you get your stash filled up, for one, it's expensive to do, and I got mine maxed at 280. Once you do the expedition, you'll get a few more slots, but once you get up here, man, it could fill up very, very fast. So I went through, I did some things, and I made some room. I'm at 216 out of 280 now by using some of these tricks and tips. So if you guys find this helpful, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, drop a like and a comment down below. We're on the road to 1K subscribers over here. We're less than 400 away. So make sure you guys are subscribed and make sure you guys check out the other tips and tricks that we have on this channel. It's going to make your Arc Raiders experience a lot better. Now, the first thing I did is I went through and I realized, you know what do I like to use the most of? Okay. So for me, when it comes down to it, this is one of the classes that I like to have. Now, depending on weapons, that'll change. But this right here, the looting MK3 Survivor is a must. This is the only one that I want to run. Unless I'm going in, I'll just craft a green one if I'm going in for mushrooms or stuff like that. But this right here, this is the most important because the reason why it's the meta is when you go down, if you don't get thirsted, you could literally survive, okay? You will crawl, you will not just bleed out. It'll regenerate your health, and you can go all the way to the extract, all the way to the hatch key, and you will be able to get out and keep all your stuff. That is what's most important with this. It's the only one that does it. That's why you see everybody running this one. Now, along with that, I don't like using a green shield with this. I like using a blue shield. So my main focus is I'm just going to make sure I'm able to craft blue shields and the looting MK3 Survivor. Now, you need this blueprint. If you don't have it, you're going to have to get it. But if you do have it, just focus on these two, okay? And then for the other things, your shield rechargers. Obviously, the blue ones are a lot better. They're a little bit more expensive to craft, but I do have some of these. And I'm going to craft a bunch more. I'm just getting my supplies so I can do it, okay? And then for the herbal bandages, I like having these. They're not super expensive to craft. They do the trick, so I'll run these, and I'll even run a couple whites extra. And then obviously your adrenaline shots, very, very important, especially in the cold snap. If you're getting into a PvP fight, you want to make sure you have these as well, but these are pretty cheap. And then obviously trigger nades. These are the most overpowered thing in the game, okay? There could be 3 guys in front of you, throw this at them, you detonate it, you could potentially drop all 3 of them. They're just so overpowered. I need to be running these because you know what? Everybody else is, so they're definitely good to have. And then obviously a hatch key. Nobody goes to the extractions anymore, okay? I'm telling you, the hatch key is the move. You can get in and get out. If you're playing squads and you have somebody go down, a hatch key is very important. So with this being my class, obviously, like I said, the weapons changed, but these being the main things, I went ahead and I wrote down everything that I like to use. I untracked all of my stuff, okay? So I didn't have a bunch of random stuff tracked. And then I went through and tracked everything and I wrote it down to know what I need. So for my blue shields, right? I need my arcs and I need my batteries. So that's very important. These right here, this is what you're going to use to craft your medium shields, your power rods, and your deadlights if you want them. They are hard to get sometimes. So yeah, I make sure I have a good stack of these, and I'm just now starting to build my inventory up to where I can craft a bunch of the stuff, and then I'll have it ready to go, and then I can just keep moving on. Mod components, important, okay? Important because I want attachments on my guns. I want media mags. I want all of that. Mod components help with those. Processors, very, very important too. If I want to, let's say, repair this, I'm going to need some advanced electrical components and some processors. So processors, definitely important. And then your sensors as well. This is what you're going to use to craft your hatch keys. So one of the other things I recommend is getting your benches all the way maxed out. I have all of mine besides the refiner. I need to be able to get some bombardier cells, but that's okay because I'm able to craft the most important things right now, which is my mod components, my arc circuitries, and my advanced electrical components and all this stuff right here, right? My crude explosives, my durable cloths. I'm able to get all this, so I'm pretty much fine with it. That's why I'm saying if you guys have what you guys like to run with, focus on that. Pretty much a lot of the other stuff you are able to get rid of. We have an entire list. And when you come over here, right? If you're not doing the expedition, this is something to keep in mind. but obviously I'm working on it. I need to get some durable cloth, but the durable cloths I use to craft my herbal bandages, and then I need to get some cooling fans and stuff like that. So I will track those so I can start working on this so I can do the expedition when it comes up. But right now we have 49 days until that happens. So right now I'm more focused on getting my inventory and my stash right. So I'm able to, if I go in and I end up getting killed, I'm able to just craft what I need and move on, or I already have it crafted and I'm just good to go. Now, this is going to be the cheat sheet that is going to help you guys out a ton. I will leave it like this so you can screenshot it and then you can zoom in on it on your phone or whatever, but this helped me out a ton. So I want to say shout out to this guy, which is ProDeed. He's been making these ever since the game came out. Now, if you take a look, what's safe to sell or recycle is going to be all of these right here. So your handcuffs, obviously your radios, headphones, all this stuff is safe to sell or recycle depending on if you need money or if you want supplies. And then if you come over here, these are what we're going to need for the expeditions. So you could start saving these: light bulbs, batteries, advanced electronical components, leaper pulse unit, shredded gyros, steel springs. That's another really, really big one to help you make your mags and stuff like that. So yeah, you can start stocking these now. And then obviously down here, your workbenches, like I said, upgrading these, very, very important. You want to make sure you get these upgraded so you're able to use all of those blueprints that you've earned. So you can see all of these right here that you need. And then if you come down here, this is going to be your high priority and to your best donors. So obviously your rubber hoses, your rubber pads, going to get your rubber parts, so on and so forth. Down here, one of the ones that I didn't really realize is like the cushion can get you steel springs. Your rusted tools can get you steel springs. So that's good to know because these springs, you need these. You definitely do. And then you come over here to your high tier components. So like the leaper pulse units, a lot of this stuff you can get in Stella Maris will be able to be recycled into advanced mechanical components, which is nice. And then these right here into the electrical components. So that's very good. And then obviously you're able to use these two to be able to get your combat MK3, your looting MK3 survivor that we talked about. Some of your guns, your vent, which is very, very important. One of the best guns in the game. I just don't have the blueprint. So I'm kind of just holding on to those, and I'll only use those if I'm going in like squads. And then if you come down to the bottom, you can see these are able to craft. Maybe you can't get the epics right now, but that's okay. You can come down here and you can see you can turn these into electrical components, be able to get your MK2 or your looting MK2 and so on, right? And then these will go into batteries. So this is just a very helpful thing to take a screenshot of and keep it on your phone. And yeah, it'll help you out a ton in understanding because looting, it can get a little bit crazy, right? A lot of people just go in and grab stuff, not knowing what they need, not knowing what it breaks down to, not knowing if they're gonna need it, so on. And this just helps you out a ton with all of those issues. Now, the last and final trick that I do want to show you guys is going to be another way that you can end up clearing up some spots, okay? So if you come over here and you look at mine, I'm at 216 out of 280, right? Now, if you have a bunch of weapon attachments, you can put your weapon attachments on your guns, and then that will free up a spot. Now, you can see I went from 216 to 215. So if you have a ton of weapon attachments, just go through your favorite guns, start putting them on there, and that'll clear up a bunch of spots in your stash, which is very, very helpful. So you can see I have some. I'm just working on crafting. I want a lot of the blue medium mags, the light mags, and all that stuff. So the green one's still pretty good. You could buy these if you need to, but if you have a bunch of these, just make sure you go through and put them on your guns, and that's going to free up some spots. So hopefully this video helped you guys out a ton. If it did, make sure you guys leave a like, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.